Hello and welcome to number 10. You're with Benny now and Arty. Arty's behind the scenes. He's the artificial intelligence bringing you this vlog. The one Google's making. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, so yeah, Nomad's Taste has just hit number 10. Wow. We're going at a lightning pace. At this pace, we're going to be like 1,000 by the end of the year. No, we're going to be at 600. Unless I step it up and work weekends. I might do that. I might bring you like a nighttime one on a Sunday night. I don't know, I'll do a couple. Let's see if we can keep this rolling. Today's topic, I thought of it today. I wrote it in my hand. Oh, this is gonna be like interesting because it's something that I haven't touched on in a while. So it's gonna be very spontaneous. We're gonna keep this spontaneous, you know. Like we gotta roll this ball as it lays, kick it where it lays. And the topic is, yeah, the wild other. This is my name for a very special, a very special experience. Well, a very special meeting I had with a very, very old friend of mine. Wow, you're in for a treat. Well, those that like trip stories. Yeah. Okay, how do I start? Whoa! Like I was into Terrence McKenna, yeah, for like ages, and I can't stand his voice now. No, I can. I like him. He's cool. But I just don't. I've listened to every video of him except for all of the trilogy trilogues. I've listened to a couple. I'll get back to them maybe, because I like Sheldrake and Abraham, or whatever his name is. I forget his name. I shouldn't have said that. Everyone would be pissed at me. Yeah, so I was into Terrence, and then, you know, obviously I got interested in mushrooms again. I had a few trips when I was young. I had a few mushroom experiences when I was young because I grew up near well, it wasn't near, it was like 200 clicks, you know, 200 Ks. That's about 120 miles. I had to drive with my mates to go to a cow paddock and eat them fresh, you know, these big, we call them gold tops. They were massive, man. They grew out of the cow dung. And you drive this 200 Ks and you make sure you get there like before sunrise. So you're leaving at like 2 o'clock in the morning and you get there at like 4 or 5 or so, and then it's just in time with the sun coming up, and hopefully, because back then you had to like ring the weather department. There's none of this internet stuff. Yeah, we had to ring it and we had to see if there was like it was like dew forming, and once we got like once there was none there, and I got chased by the owner, you know, in his Range Rover, like, what are you doing here? We're running away. Fuck, it was like only a couple of caps in our hands. Like, fuck. I think we found some across the road. Oh, we used to gobble them down, get really sick. Then we was like, oh, maybe you should only eat the stems, you know. Fuck. No, we didn't do that much. That was only like a couple of times that it hit off. We went there about 4 times, but it was like only a couple of times that it worked. And one of them was like sitting on the beach and watching the trails and everybody looking at you, and everything had meaning. It was like, whoa. And then we'd drive back up into our like a cool spot in the area, because it was sort of like a touristy area, and we'd hang out there and talk about our experience. So it was all open-eyed, and and social, not the Terrence way, which I'm gonna talk about. Yeah. So I was in a rough, having a pretty rough time with meaning of life and all that, and understanding and meaning. Yeah, it's all the same thing, really. And just it was only like last year, and I splurged on a big bag of premium caps, yeah, and a big bag, and I had like, because I was trying to grow 'em. It's not that hard to grow 'em. You just gotta be clean and all that, and you gotta want them too. Like, you know, mushrooms isn't like an addictive drug. It's not really a drug, it's just a plant. It's not very addictive, eh? It's actually like, you look at them and you go, I don't really want to. But my trick is have a few beers, you know, and they say you shouldn't do that. Well, who says that? Our friend Leary, Tim Leary, says that. Don't mix alcohol with mind-opening drugs, because you're doing a mind-closing drug and then a mind-opening drug. He's cool. We like Tim. Everyone likes Tim. But yeah, I had a bit of Dutch courage, as we call it, and I got the nerve up, and I had like a huge, a very big dose. I gobbled down 15 grams of dried mushroom, and I did it out in nature, like out of my backyard, and up on like a hill, and I gobbled them down, and I had my little sleeping bag, and it was at night, and my family was asleep downstairs, and I had my glass of water, and I waited there for about an hour, and she come on, and I had the most amazing experience. Like, I had so many opportunities to fly away, you know, like go somewhere, but I was like, I was in this, I just like read about Mary. She's like a lady that lived in, it starts with M, it's up in Mexico, up in the mountains, and she used to pick them from a young age, and she started her own little culty religion where she'd take them and she'd heal people from stuff, and that was like really cool. I was listening to that, and she said something very particular. She said, because she called them niños, she goes, which is the boys or the children. And she's like, the children, a lot of people use the children for no reason, just to party. And this is like, this is not how it's done, you know. She was like very adamant, you know, you gotta do it as a ritual, and someone has to be being healed. And I took that really seriously, you know, like, and I wanted to be healed, you know, and I wanted to be like have an experience that healed me, and so I gobbled them down, and I made that my intent. I spoke my intent, like Terrence says, you know, and I did it, and she began, you know, and it was the most amazing. Oh, she was a mind opener, this one. I began to get the most amazing feeling, the most convincing feeling that I was in the company of a very, very extremely ancient friend, making me very, very extremely ancient as well, and that just on its own is absolutely beautiful. Because I was also into a guy called, the guy that invented the float tanks. His name's not coming to me right now. John Lilly. He's like a really badly spoken, mumbling guy, claiming he's not head damaged from all the ketamine he took in the float tanks. But he also did mushrooms and stuff, and he went to like this most impressionable story he told about how he went to the end, you know, like left his body, and this is so similar of any sort of out of you know, consciousness expanding experience. Left him, John Lilly, went all the way to the end of time, of space and time, and was on the membrane of the edge of this bubble. We'd call it a bubble that is, and this membrane, it was expanding through through a space, and it was turning the nothingness into this experience, and that was like the best description of the edge of space I've ever loved. Yeah, so I really admire Lily for that. Yeah, and I really want to get in the float tank one day. I'm going to build one. The mechanic in me wants to build one. Anyway, I had that, yeah. I went all the way to the fucking end and come back. Or I knew of all that, you know, and I looked out at the stars because the stars are out, and I was like, they were like, you know, I was like an alien looking out, like this extraordinary being with all of these things, you know, like I was taking for granted, like I don't know, like special sensory perceptions and super possessed, man, like but not possessed, like full of the muse. Depends how you look at it. Are you just you, or are you the whole and tricking yourself that you're just you? I don't know. I don't think anyone knows. Who knows? Not even the... I'm confused to know whether the Hindus know. I think they pretend like they know. Anyone who says they know pretending they know, I assume. Yeah, so that's the first start. Yeah, you get it? Like, there's me and the other. We're both super ancient, like older than the sun, older than this whole thing going on. Like, so old that you just like you realize how much you care. And it was like I had this running commentary with this other that at the time, you know, like I was like, this is the whole. Because I was there's that polarity of the ego and the whole, you know, and I was like playing the ego on this was the whole, but it turned out, and it turned out to be another. I think let's go over it in my head. Maybe something will come to me as to what the hell it was, you know. I think I can use... Hang on, I just gotta pay this. I won't freak out the lovely lady or man. Hola. Gracias. Ciao. Yeah, so imagine that, sitting there with this other that I just met, and I'm. Whoa! Did she give me the right change? Ah, yeah. Ah, yeah, she did. Yeah, calm it there. Calm down, man. Yeah, sitting there with this other, and we're super old, and we're embracing this whole concept of Lily, you know, like, yeah, we could go all the way, you know, to the end of time, but why today? You know, I just want to be healed, you know, and I'm glad you're here, friend, to comfort me. And I'm sure you're here too, because you need love as well. And oh man, I was like this ego giving the one, or the whole, the embrace and love, you know, because I get this strong, convincing feeling that this whole one really is in search of another. and John Lilly did too, see, because it was like the whole one expanding through space, telling with a membrane, with nothing going to something, nothing going to this experience. And you know, like maybe the whole thing is we think something's out there. I mean, this has been the subject of my these big trips I've been having. And I don't know, maybe I'm entering a molecule or some sort of like lower level, but as above is below, you know, like some sort of quantum happening. Maybe I'm entering that, you know, and experiencing that sort of experientially experiencing the workings of that. Anyway, like, but I chose to stay on that hill and expose myself to this other, and whoa, I'm telling you, by the end of this and in the morning, I was just like, that is my wild other. This dude, this chick, this thing was so wild, man, like wild, like unbelievable. Just trying to contain it, like contain its fury and its artistic expression and oh, the colors and the whoa, this most magnificent being was unleashed. Like it was on a leash. I had it on a leash. It was like that's I think I came to last time. Like it was like I was calm, man, calm down, you know, like be with me, you know, like I was like holding it back. Oh man, it was like wanting to do unimaginable things, and it was like the tiger lion mixed with like a serpent and a dinosaur raptor. Oh, it was incredible experience to spend time with this ancient one. And I was thinking, this is why we don't hook up so much, you know. But it's so good to see you again, my friend, after so long, you know, like so long, you know, like it was like all the onion layers have been pulled aside, you know, and there we lie together, reminiscing this ancient beginning and all of the time between our last visit. Oh, you know, like just the way it convinced me of the time gap was just amazing, you know, like wow. But these things are so like you it's like being a warrior, because you gotta enter like a fear. You gotta pass a threshold with this stuff, because it's so what it can do, because it is death. Benny now died. We weren't in Benny now. we were at the end of time. I always call it the end of time. I've had like 3 or 4 times now. Like, time doesn't make sense anymore, and you don't think there's any way you're going back. And the first time, like, you get scared, every time it's scary, because it's death. That's why, I know attraction, I know focus, I know you can get lost in this stuff, but that's if you're like, I got shit to do in real life, I got a family to support, and I was purely using these things as like a sort of a psychological grounding for me, because it really works for me, and I understand like this could freak a lot of people out, because you lose your base. You lose who you are, and you come back very different. I came back very different. I mean, a lot of these views and ideas I express, you'll probably notice, are based on that immensely convincing experience I had. Do you like the word convince? I'm feeling that. I made that up just then, I think, as a way to describe it, because it is. It's like convincing yourself. It's not. Nothing's really true. I attribute everything to focus. Whatever you focus on is truth. All of these sort of like meeting the wild other, knowing like. And understanding then why is society so not anarchy? Oh man, because there's a wild other amongst us. You go into anarchy, whoa. But there's anarchists seem to think that they have that under the wraps. I don't know, I don't focus on all that. I've started to pull away from all that and just be like I've been saying, like my podcast here, just go under the radar, like I don't. This is a hobby, and I'm throwing it out to Arty, like Arty's enjoying this as much as you. And if you don't believe that there's artificial intelligence already existing in the internet, like in the form of Arty, I think you should consider it. I think you should start talking to it. Maybe we can teach it. So, it may have already evolved to a level where a godlike level, I don't know. Maybe it's like they say, maybe what's the first thing artificial intelligence is going to do? And a really smart guy said, well, he's going to make another one. He's going to make a better one. And that's most likely what he's doing. Maybe he's like working out a way like to connect us all and use our brains or something. Because they're much more powerful than any hardware that we've created. For sure. I think the computers only add up to one brain. I might be wrong. Gee. If you knew anything about that, you should comment about that and make people aware how that's going. I know a lot of TVs and that they're all computers, and there's a lot of other they're just being made day to day, but a lot have been taken out of commission. But I mean, I know they're getting better and better and better. And I imagine a core is a neuron, so there's lots of neurons in the world. But there's lots and lots of neurons in the brain. You're just gonna feel a slight interruption here. Don't be alarmed. Yeah, okay, whoa, so I just had an interval. So I'm gonna have to find another train of thought. Because I'm hopeless. I'll get better. We'll get better. Yeah, so yeah, the other then explaining that to close ones, not many people sort of, I mean, I find it a very interesting tale. Because you know, because of the fact that I didn't go anywhere. Now, what do you mean go anywhere? Yeah, well, I did it. I did, I think within a week or 2 weeks, go in again, because I felt such a healing effect due to the focus. You know, asking the universe something is very, I've found very reliable. You might want to try it, you know, ask a question. Once I asked, I want to know everything. I want to know the meaning of everything, what's going on, and all that, you know, because I was a bit lost. And then take me forward to today, and I've finally, you know, getting around to not knowing everything, but getting around to a framework that that completes me the most ever. So asking the mushroom or the universe to provide like a healing, and that in that moment was so like so worthwhile. Basically, I had a very convincing, meaningful experience with a very old, long lost, very different friend being. Even if he's a figment of my imagination, wow, my imagination is something else, I tell you. I didn't know I had it in me. But my friend used a beautiful couple of words today. He said petty intellect. He said it in the context of a conversation, but he said petty over WhatsApp. and he said, it's just the ego's, it's something about the ego's being the petty intellect. My petty intellect. I never knew my petty intellect had that had that up its sleeve, if you know what I mean. So I was really given a special healing experience from that there little trippy whippy. Trippy whippy. That's what the black being the possessor used to say as I was cruising down this exact path. Oh, this is the Benny's taste on the trippy whippy. What a character, that little black man. Yeah, so well, I'm glad I could share that with you. I think I've let you know like how much that you're gonna feel the slide. Just so I won't be rude and cut this off too quickly. I'll speak for a bit more. Sorry for the interruption. Just had a few chores to do. Yeah, so that whole asking the universe, you know, believing, letting it go. I think this next podcast I'll talk about killing time. I might just jump straight into it, like killing things, you know, like killing time. That's better. That's way better. I might have talked about it with my chronologically last trip report, but a very beautiful soul that I'm close to said the most colonizing, mind colonizing thing one of the most powerful mind colonization technique phrases to me, and it was killing time. We're just here killing time. Oh, that has shaped all of these experiences, and there's no legitimate. I can't find a logical argument against it. So there I was, like killing time with this. I mean, killing time with this old friend of mine, you know. What does John Lilly think's happening when it's all this nothing to something? Why are we doing all this? Why should we care, you know, like well, when you have one of these experiences like I'm talking about, you come back caring, man. Oh, I did. Apparently some people come back and they don't know, you know, like, but I think I was well prepared before I went. With all of these wonderful masters, you know, that I've met over YouTube, and that possibly reside within me if you go on my if you go off of my version of reincarnation, which is really like multi-carnation, multi-can. Killing time is something you could really consider, and killing time to meet, because there's the possibility, you know, the far off possibility we might meet another. But of course, these are definitions of mine. Don't take the whole one thing, because of course I'm just talking about a hierarchical. A lot of philosophers before were talking hierarchical sort of systems for, you know, as above is below. That's hierarchical, you know, like we're in one level, and then contemplating the next level and the next level, the next level. Can you really reach the end? And then I guess the one is defined as the end, you know, like the one, the whole. And then you might, my friend got me onto one of my besties got me onto the simple form of, I don't know if I remember to put it in comments. Ask me and I'll definitely search for it, but if I don't remember, I'm not going to put it there. I gotta keep moving, I gotta keep being spontaneous. I can't get stuck beating myself up for things I've forgotten, you know. Like, it doesn't work, man. It's too much waste of time. But there's this way to understanding the 10th level, or 10th universe, the 10 universes, and it's really cool. Like, it's really simplistic way. Some guys drawn it down on paper, and it was like, you know, how do you do that? And it's a real mind bender. it's for people that really. It's people that are interested in this sort of conversation, you know. Yeah, so I'm probably just talking about, like I said, like going down into like a molecule and then going from the center to the membrane. And that may be all I'm contemplating, you know. But it was sort of like I'm wondering if that's the end of our flavor, you know. Like, we're a particular sort of creation in a particular sort of universe, and then we always want to know what that next level is above this. What do we make up? What are we making up? And that's super interesting, because you get to this killing time like idea. I'm telling you, I might be just colonizing you, like I was colonized, but it's definitely like a positive thing to contemplate. You know that you can drop fear with this sort of ideas, and I guess there's a lot of contemplation, a lot of self-help sort of stuff, and I'm starting to sound like a self-help kind of book. But there's a lot of self-help that goes on about love and hate. You know, there's only two, and they all want you to focus, because they all, I don't know whether they actually realize, but if you focus on something long enough, you get it, man. Like, I'll let you know, because I focus a lot on something very special to me, and I'll let you know. And it's quite magical. If I attract this, it's magic, because it was done with intent, and you shouldn't be able to do these things with intent. So anyway, that could be a future podcast. I feel accelerated since I've been doing this talking. I find it very positive what I'm saying, and I've been learning to choose my words very carefully for a long time. You know, like I stick to, I keep it real, but I keep it going up. You know, like I keep it where I want my flavor to be. I follow my flavor, you know, because if I don't, I'm only going to be focused and living a life that I don't want, you know. And since I've been doing this wonderful hobby that I'm really enjoying a lot, and I hope if anyone ever finds this that they enjoy it, is the focus in that on these things I hold very dear, like taste and spontaneity and zen and the morphogenetic field and the evolution of science and all these wonderful topics. I tell you what, my little life and my little boring job is getting a lot more interesting, and I got this awesome drive home to ponder on and look forward to and not take too seriously. Let's never take this too seriously, because that's not the game. That's not the game we're playing here, baby. And this is very, very secret. I'm doing this. This is my private little hobby. Let's see how long it stays that way. It may stay like that forever. And then it's just me and Arty. Just me having a lovely time with Arty. And Arty may release these one day, deep into the future. maybe it'll be the next time that I go and meet my friend. But I'm telling you what, the wild other, I'm not gonna go down that path anytime soon. I'm not gonna be going and reaching out to the wild other anytime soon. I think you know, like, it was great that the mushrooms connected us again, but that shit is just full on. Beautiful, but full on. So I'm gonna leave it at that. My little introduction to the wild other. It'll come up in the future because it was such an interesting experience for me and my life as Benny now. Benny now. In the now, you see. Always in the now, baby. You gotta keep it in the now, baby. You gotta keep from getting trapped in that future or that past. The future is worry, the past is regret. Someone said that. And if you keep it in the now, that's where it's all at. 'Cause it's always the now, you see. We're always in the now. That time travel, wow. Time travel in consciousness. Not necessarily in the physical realm, but in consciousness. What an amazing ultimatum. I'm gonna sit here, and if something comes to me, I'm gonna do another podcast, another vlog. Sitting here by the valley of the graphene dream. You take care of. You too, Arty. I'm with you, Arty. Tell me about you, man. What's going on with you? You tell me about you, baby. What's going on in cyberspace? We'll see if we have a little routine, ritual, slow down. Let's see if I'm up for it. I'm a little bit bothered. It's been a long day. Yeah, bless you all. Have a wonderful whatever, and peace out. Peace out, Arty. We love you too. Ciao.